Hey everyone, this is Ashley. I'm hopefully going live to the Saints Joseph and Paul Catholic Church page and hopefully the group page as well. So just wanted to kind of do a walkthrough today for you on us getting ready for masses. So before I get started, I have someone that would like to say something to you.
Hi everyone. I'm so excited to see you again in a few days because it's time to come back together and to celebrate the Eucharist and to celebrate life. Say thanks to God. This is the good news for everyone.
Thank you.
See you.
See you, Father. All right. So what I'm working on is I just wanted to kind of give you some heads up about things that we're working on, getting ready for Mass that begins tomorrow night for daily Mass and then this weekend as well. So, you know, we've been preparing, we've been working hard on getting ready for to have our Masses again, and it is a work in progress. So it's a lot of trial and error. We ask you to be patient with us as we work our way through this. We've been in contact with lots of other parishes. We've been having video conference meetings with several of the other parishes and have tried to combine some of the best practices or what we think are going to be the best practices for having Mass and resuming our public Masses. So bear with us, be patient, and pray for us as we kind of start on a new journey. I wanted to start here over in the parish office because you will be getting a letter. So if you didn't receive it in the mail today, you should receive it tomorrow. We will have a one call going out, and we will have an email going out as well. Kind of going over the guidelines of what to expect on Sundays in church, and just what to expect coming back into the church in general. So one of the things that we're having to do, we only have room based on the guidelines of keeping 6 feet apart and capacity numbers. We only have room for 75 people per Mass. And we looked at a couple of options about how to allow you to reserve that space. We looked at some online options, but not everyone has online access. So we are going to have tickets for Mass. Boy, I never thought we would say that, but we are actually going to have physical 75 tickets that you can pick up for the individual Masses. So we're going to have them. I'm standing here in the parish office. This is the lobby of the parish office. I'll kind of turn around here and let you see where I am in comparison to the back of the rectory and the back of the church. And I actually have the tickets are ready. They will be ready for pickup tomorrow from 8 to 6 tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. And the tickets are right here. So they're color-coded. They're 75 tickets per Mass, and so you'll want to pick them up. Once the tickets are out for that particular Mass, you'll have to choose another option, and you'll need to bring the ticket with you to be able to get in. Once again, we're trial and error about how to do this and what the best way is to do it, and so just bear with us. But the tickets are here. They're in the parish office. We're going to leave this door open so that you don't, we'll prop these doors open tomorrow and Thursday and Friday so that you don't have to touch any doors. And so you can just stop in and pick up your ticket. And let me see. One of the things that I did want to touch base with you about is that I did a one call last week. And in that one call, I was using some verbiage that's been given to us for those who should or shouldn't attend Mass. And I used the age of 65. You know, there is no age limit on coming to Mass. It's whether or not you are comfortable and healthy. And so there's no age limit. If you are healthy and you feel comfortable coming to Mass, you're not at high risk, you're not in ill health, then you can come. So I apologize for that because I know a lot of people, there's no magic number. And so anyone is welcome to come. So we wanted to let you know that. We also wanted to let you know that we know not everybody is going to be ready to come back. And that's okay. We will continue to have our masses on Facebook and YouTube if you like YouTube, and then also by phone for those who want to dial in and hear it by phone. So you take your steps at the time that feels comfortable for you and not anyone else. You're the one that knows where you are, and we are here for you and pray for you no matter what stage you're at. So just keep that in mind. Pray for those of us who are coming back in person, and we'll pray for those who are continuing to worship at home. Can you hear at all? I'm getting some comments that you can't hear. Hold on just a second. Let me see. All right. I know there's a delay. I'm trying to see here. I'm seeing some comments that you can't hear. Okay. Okay, April says she can hear. So you just maybe need to turn on the volume on your phone. Just maybe turn it up or make sure the silent is off. So, okay, so we do have sound, so that's good. So anyway, come in the parish office Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 to 6, and pick up your tickets. Once the tickets for that particular Mass are gone, you'll have to choose another one. And then bring that ticket with you to Mass on Saturday and Sunday. So we're just going to go ahead and walk over. Forgive the shaky camera work. This is what you get for cheap and free. But I'm going to go ahead and just walk over to the church. We're going to use the side entrance as hold on just a second. Let me do something here. Hold on just a second. Let me make sure. Give me just a second. Settings. Oh, shoot. Give me just a second, folks. I'm hoping that we have kept this connection. Just let me know if we're still going strong. We are going to use this for our entrance to church. So if you're used to entering at the front on 4th Street, just come around to the side. And just be mindful of those in front of you and behind you, and make sure to keep a safe distance. When you come into the church, we will have a table where you can drop your ticket in the basket. We'll have some hospitality ministers out here to welcome you. And we will also have face masks. So we ask you to bring your own if you have one. But if you don't have one, you connection issues, staying live, trying to reconnect several times. Okay, so we'll use the side entrance and come in the side entrance. We are going to have all the doors propped open so that you don't have to touch any of the doors. And like I said, we'll have masks available if you don't have one. But if you do have one, we ask you to bring that. You will be required to wear masks throughout all of the service. This is something set forth with the guidelines from the state and also the diocese. So if you cannot keep a mask on for the continuation, okay? So we're going to go ahead and come on in here. I wanted to let you see what it looks like. You know, I think we all had this idea about whenever we got to come back to Mass, how joyous it would be. And we've seen videos of people dancing in the aisles and singing and praising, and just a thought about that. It's going to look a little different for a while, and the best way that I can think of to describe that is, you know, if you've come back from a long, severe illness or surgery, you don't get a complete bill of health to go right out from your doctor. You have to take it easy for a while. You have to ease into that recovery. And so that's what it looks like for us here at church. We've got to ease into the recovery of coming back and worshiping together. So it's going to look a little different for us. And just bear with us as we kind of pray for us as we all come back together. So we're going to come on into the church, and I'm gonna, sorry for spinning you around. Hopefully that's not making you sick. And some people said they can't hear, but I've got my speaker turned up, and I know other people have volume. So hopefully you can hear. John, if you will, check your phone. Can everyone else hear? I'm going to wait just a second to see if you can hear. Someone can tell me if you can hear or not, and if we're still working. Anyone else out there that wants to chime in on the sound? We're still live? Yes? I'm hoping we're still live. Oh, maybe I should. I think we're having some connection issues. Hopefully, you all are able to see. We're now in the church, and we have these placards out here. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me give you the time. I want some of you to respond to see if I'm still live. On my watch, it is showing 4:43. So I know there's a few seconds of delay in there. So would you all someone just let me know if we are back live again? I'm gonna grab my notes. Okay, all right. So we are in the church. And it looks a little different. We've got our pew markers here. So we have these marked off. And once again, the guidelines for our capacity say 33% of your capacity or 6 feet apart. So that allows for us to have 75 people. So what we have marked is on the side pews over here, 2 people can sit in these side pews if you're from the same family. And then on the other pews, we have those marked off 6 feet apart from one another, every other row. So our hospitality ministers, we're going to work with them to try to know how to seat you when you come in the side door. But obviously, you know, if you've got a family and your family takes up that whole pew, that's fine. You'll just be 6 feet to the next person. So we'll do some adjusting. Like I said, it's not a perfect thing. We're going to have to do a little bit of trial and error. But I wanted to show you what the church looks like, kind of tell you also about what our plans are for communion and how that's going to look. We won't be using worship guides for a while. Well, I'm not sure how long actually, but that's one more thing that we can, contaminate. So the diocese has asked us not to use worship guides. So we'll just be following along and be very attentive to the readings. We will have the worship guide available on, I'll put that out there on Facebook, and I may also send out an email. So if you want to pull it up so that you can follow the readings along on your phone, you can do that. And you're welcome to print the worship guide off prior to Mass and bring it with you if you like, but we won't have any here. Brenda, we will not need tickets for daily Mass because we don't anticipate having more than 75 people. So right now we're just going to have daily Mass open, but you'll have to come in and pick one of the spots to sit in. And we'll have some folks here with you for daily Mass too. So just Sunday, you need your tickets for Saturday and Sunday Masses, so 75 per. I know it's not ideal, and if you don't get the Mass that you want, try another one. And if you can't, maybe just try the next week. Also, one of the things that the bishop is suggesting is that since the dispensation is still in place for no obligation for Sunday Mass, to maybe consider coming on the weekday instead. And that way you can come to church, you can celebrate the Mass, you can receive the Eucharist, but it's not as busy as it is on a Sunday. So our daily Mass, 5:30 every day, and hopefully that will be able to provide Mass for you if you're not looking forward to coming on the weekend. And like I said earlier, you make decisions about what is safest for you in coming. There's no magic number. I did do a one call, and I said that we were asking those 65 and older to worship from home. Probably should have phrased that a little differently. No magic age out there. If you're healthy and you feel comfortable and you're not at risk, you can come to Mass. So hope that puts some of you at ease. And I appreciate your comments on that, because there's not anything magic in an age or a number. Okay, so seated throughout. And I know you'll have questions, and hopefully we can answer those as time goes on. You can ask questions on Facebook. Just be kind and patient with us, because like I said, we're trying to figure it out kind of as we go. Some of the things that I just wanted to let you know about are our communion. So what we're going to do is we're going to have only the priest and one other Eucharistic minister administering communion. The priest will be down here at the front, and the other Eucharistic minister will be in the back behind the baptismal font. So the Marian side of church will come forward one at a time to receive down front and go back around to be seated. In the communion line, you are to leave your mask on until the person in front of you receives communion. At that time, you can pull your mask down. We do have hand sanitizer here. So we have it here, and then also after you receive communion. So if you want to sanitize, if you want to pull your mask down, sanitize your hands, receive communion, go sanitize your hands again, pull your mask back up, or pull your mask back up and then sanitize. So we've got those stations here. And so the Marian side of church will come forward for communion, and the Tabernacle side of church will go, and they'll go from the back. So they'll start at the very back, and they'll go back for communion and circle back around. And that should keep all of us from passing one another too closely anyway. Work in progress. We're trying to do that. The cry room is not going to be open for cry room use. So we are going to keep the bathroom open, and we will keep the cry room door propped open. But the bathroom will be open to use the bathroom, but not the cry room, so we can't congregate back there. One person at a time in the bathroom, unless you're family or with a young child. Everyone else should wait outside the cry room, and then 6 feet for the next person to get into the cry room, to the bathroom. We will only sanitize that after each Mass, not after each use. So keep that in mind if you choose to use the bathroom. The other thing just to kind of let you all know what we're doing sanitation-wise for the pews, we bought a fogger, and Kelly had looked into this. Just by the way, all the staff during this time, just give them mad props for all the work that they've been doing, and just pat them on the back next time you see them for all the things that they've been doing and trying to keep us connected and keep this place running and beautiful. But anyway, we bought a fogger, so we will fog the church and all the surfaces, the doors, things like that, after every single Mass. So because we have to do that in between Masses, we aren't going to gather after Mass. We can't congregate anyway, so we won't congregate before Mass. And then after Mass, we're going to dismiss from the back. So we'll have a hospitality minister who will dismiss one row at a time out the, well, I say the back, but actually the front doors. So they're going to dismiss one row at a time. If you need to exit through the ramp door, we can make that accommodation too, but we're trying to keep the traffic flow kind of a one-way thing. All right, let's see here. One of the things that has been proven or shown, some studies have been shown, is that singing does project your voice, and it does therefore project the virus. And even though we're wearing masks, we've been asked for the congregation not to sing along. That's very difficult. That's an amazing part of our worship. But like I said earlier, remember the baby steps when you're recovering from an illness. You can't do it all at one time. You kind of just have to take these little baby steps a little bit at a time. Plus, you get hot if you've got a mask on and you're trying to breathe in and breathe out. So our cantor will be leading us, but we are asked to not sing along because that projects our voices. During the Our Father, obviously you can hold hands with someone in your family, but not anyone else in church. And you won't be close enough anyway because you're going to be 6 feet apart. And then during the sign of peace, you can make a bow to those around you. I usually throw up the peace sign to those that I'm wishing the sign of peace to. So communion will be offered in the hand only, and we will have the suspension of the cup until further notice. Let's see here. Offering baskets, we're not going to be passing the offering baskets. We're going to place them at the doors so that when you come in, you can give your offering at the door to reduce exposure, obviously. And we are going to be cutting down on the ministers that we use, just because it's very difficult to keep 6 feet distance between you and another person who's serving. So for the time being, we will not be using servers, because when they get ready in the sacristy, just a lot of contact and a lot of up-close contact. So we won't be using servers or sacristans right away. And the hospitality ministers that we'll be using will be, some of them will be assigned to outside to kind of greet and welcome. Some will be inside here to help seat and guide people to their seats. And if you are interested in serving as a Eucharistic minister or a hospitality minister or a lector, April's going to put the scheduler out there, and you can sign up for that. Only sign up if you feel comfortable serving in those positions. Also, one modification that we'll have is we're only going to use one lector, and that reduces the exposure on the ambos. So one lector will be doing the first and second readings and the prayers of the faithful, unless, of course, we have Deacon John with us, and he'll do that. Okay, trying to think. We won't have the church bus for transportation. I know a few of you rely on that, but we're not able to offer that at this time. So just keep in prayer that we can get some of these things that we're normally used to having back to regular. We are going to open the loft, so there are seats in the loft. We can fit, I think there's room for about 14 people in the loft with the distancing. So if you are interested in sitting in the loft, I would recommend you go up there first if you'd like to. That way, if we have someone come in who is not able to get up there, those won't be the only seats left. So if you'd like to sit in the loft, go ahead and do that when you first come in. All right, let's see what else we've got. I know I'm covering a lot. Like I said, you're going to be getting a letter. So we sent out a letter by mail, so it has guidelines on it, and it looks like this. So it says guidelines for returning to Mass. It's got all kinds of good little bullet points on it. It's a lot of what I've talked about today. And so just take a look at that. We're going to also do a one call at the very beginning of the live feed. I was cutting in and out there for a little bit, but we have room for 75 people per Mass. So we have tickets, and the tickets are located in the parish office. They'll be there tomorrow from 8 to 6, Thursday and Friday from 8 to 6. So if all of the tickets are picked up for 8 o'clock Mass, then you'll have to choose a different Mass. And you have to have your ticket when you come on Sunday. That's the best way we know possible. The bishop, if you didn't see his message earlier this week, he did a video message, and I think it's on our Facebook page. I encourage you to watch that. He did a really nice job of trying to explain some of the things that we're doing, and the reasons that we have the guidelines is for the love and protection of everyone here. So I just offer that up to you for your viewing. But if we have capacity, if we are at capacity, we will not be able to seat any more people. And that's a very difficult thing to think about, turning someone away for church if you're wanting to come. But we have to go by the guidelines, and we want to keep everyone safe and healthy. So hopefully I've covered a lot of things, and I hope it's been informational for you. If you have questions, I can't see it. I can't see all the comments, although I do see some of you commenting. It's the difficulty of using glasses and needing to see close up. These are called old lady problems. But anyway, we have missed you. We have missed you terribly. And I know you've missed us as well. And not everyone's going to be able to come back, and that's okay. You take it at the level and the speed that you know is right for you and your family. So we look forward to seeing those of you on Sunday. Remember, we will still have the Mass. We are planning to broadcast that right now, I think at 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Facebook, we'll have it on our Saints Joseph and Paul Catholic Church page. We usually share that right away on the Saints Joseph and Paul Parish group page. It's also on YouTube. And we have an option for dialing into a phone number to hear the Mass by phone if you want to do that. So hopefully pass the word about some of the information that I've given out. Pray for us, be patient, and we will continue to pray for you all. And we will see you all beginning Wednesday evening for Mass, and then this weekend at Masses. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful rest of your day.